Hello, my friends. Happy Valentine's. I hope everybody had a wonderful day today. Wasn't it beautiful? It was a beautiful day today. 66 degrees. Can you believe that? Annika's going to talk to us tonight. I'm going to wait. Give everybody time to jump on. Oh, my hair's a mess tonight. Ooh, girl. Girl. All right. Annika's talking to us. She wants me to come in there and sit down with her. We're going to make a different wreath tonight. I'm trying. Let me get going here. There we go. Here we go. All right. See having to get on. Lordy. I look like a hot mess tonight. All right. I know that most people are out celebrating Valentine's tonight with your sweeties, your Valentines. But some of us, our Valentines are, they're working. So my Valentine's not with me tonight. So I'm going to craft with you guys. We've got a wreath and we're going to do a small wreath tonight. Totally different than what we've done in the other wreaths. It's going to be something different. This one is a small grapevine wreath. It is a beautiful grapevine wreath though. Look how thick it is. It's solid. It's a nice quality. I thrifted it, of course. Let's see. It measures a little over 12 inches, so it's like a 12-inch wreath. And it's got a couple of glue spots on it where I took things off of it, but not bad. It's really good. So, but it's just fine. We're going to glue right over that spot. So I'm going to find a little place where I can do my hooky job on the back. I'm going to need to put some wire back there. So we're going to hook it onto our wreath form. And I hope you guys can see that. So let me know. Let me know. We're going to make it with this little basket. I showed these to you last night. Well, I had an inspiration thought today. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. We're going to see what it looks like. It's going to be a Donna design for sure. So what I did is when I got home tonight, I just grabbed a bunch of, I got some yellow flowers, some lamb's ear. They're, no, it's not a ranunculus. I'm not sure what that is. I got one single flower there. I've got a little bit of these, some more lamb's ear, a little bit of lavender. I just grabbed a hodgepodge full of stuff because I'm telling you, I am weeding out my stash, my barn. Yeah, Annika's going to talk to us. We've got different kinds of greenery. So I found this greenery. I showed you these last night. I have this. I'm not sure where I got these from, but these are really nice. They're Gerber daisies or Gerber daisies, whichever one to say it, but the foliage on it is a thick, almost like a rubber type, but it looks so real. These are really nice. I almost hate to cut them to put them in this. I almost want to use them in a bigger wreath, but we're going to see. I'm going to use some of these. So I got a hydrangea, some more lamb's ear, some more lavender. I'm trying to separate these as I go so I can find them, because I tell you, I just grabbed them out. I've just grabbed them out of my bin. Said, oh, I think this will look good. Let's get wood. I got some boxwood, a little more of these white flowers that we used last night. We'll put some of them in there. Some more lavender, some more boxwood, some of this bead grass, I think it's what it's called, or sword tongue grass, I think. This is permanent botanical, so we got that. Before we do that though, I ordered zip ties, because you know I use a lot of zip ties. So I ordered zip ties from Amazon, and it was like, I want to say it was 1,000 pieces for like $5.99. So we're gonna see what they look like. We're gonna open them. They were sitting here on my table, so we're gonna see what they look like. The last ones I got from, what's that site called? Temu, something like that. I don't order from them anymore. It was just one I ordered. Were like really thin. These are called Have Me TD zip ties, cable ties. Interesting. So we have this little box, supposedly 6-inch. These are 8-inch, 12-inch, and 10-inch. 4-inch over here. Interesting. Now, I wonder how I get into this without making a mess. So let's see. Let me see. I'm not real sure, y'all. I'm not real sure. I'm going to cut. I probably at some point need to cut them all apart, but I probably need to put them in some type of container. Well, these are thin. These are the 4-inch. These are little. Not bad. I've decided that I like the little narrow ones in doing wreaths and doing the ribbon and doing the ribbon onto the ribbon wreaths. I like the narrow ones better than the thicker ones. The narrow ones don't hold as much as, well, of course, the thicker ones do, but you're only putting ribbon on there, so you don't need them to be too big. I found that the bulkier ones, the thicker ones that hold more weight, don't do as well. They don't pull the ribbon as tight. Let's see, these are, there's 50 pieces of 10-inch, 50 pieces of 12-inch, 100 pieces of 8, 200 of 6, and 200 of 4. So let's see what the 10-inch look like. Let's see. Yeah, nice size. They're not as thin as the other ones I had. They're good quality. So yes, I would say that the Have Me TD zip tie cables for $5.99 for 2, 4, 5, 600 pieces. It's a pretty good deal. So that's what I'm going to be using. I might be using them on this wreath. We'll see. So I'm going to put these over. So anyway, that's our zip ties from Amazon. All right. The first thing we're going to do, I don't like this over here. Can you guys see? I need to turn you this way a little bit. I have this little piece popping out over here, and I have some glue up here. So I may not need to hang it that way. Let's take this off. I might need to move it around. Well, there's glue there, and there's a little bit. I think I can get the, oh, I got that glue off. But I want this at the bottom, I think, this piece that's hanging out. I want it at the bottom. So, I wonder if I can hang it. Yeah. There we go. Well, no, I don't want to do that. That's going to pull out. I need to stick some glue on that. Let's see. Let me get my glue gun. This little piece right here is kind of loose. So I'm going to get my glue gun and put a little bit of glue right in there so I can just kind of glue that end together. I don't know what my boys are hearing, but they're not happy about something. They're not happy. How was everybody's Valentine's? Did you do anything special? Do you celebrate Valentine's? Do you want flowers? Do you want candy? Do you don't care? I'm curious. Hey Hope, how are you? Hey Aunt Andrea. All right, I've got that. All right, that's in there. Now, I might see if I can get on my easel. I should add the hook. If I was smart, I would go ahead and put the hook on the back. Sometimes I don't put wire on the back of these because you can hook them down into, you know, your over the door hooks. They're easy to put in there. But this one's pretty tight, so I think I want to go ahead and add, I don't know if I can get wire in here, to be honest. This is a tight, this is a really nice wreath. It's really better over there. It's really better right here. I really like it whenever I come across the really nice grapevine wreaths. You know, sometimes you can go to Michael's and buy a grapevine and look at the grapevine wreaths, and they're so full of, you know, leaves and trash and stuff where they just didn't clean them out. And sometimes they're worse than other times. I'm trying to get this in there. And this is going to be green, so it'll blend in with the greenery I'm going to put in this wreath. This one's going to be predominantly a greenery wreath. Well, it's going to have some flowers coming out of the little yellow basket. But no ribbon, no bows. Alright, that's in there pretty tight. Stick that down in between my alright. There we go. Now we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Do you guys see that? I just added it. Can y'all see this good? Okay. The first thing I'm gonna put this kind of on the side here. I'm thinking, but I want to add some greenery in front and behind it, so I want it coming out around my basket. So the first thing I'm going to do, I don't know, I've got lamb's ear. I really like this stuff, but you have to be careful with what you use it on. It's when you mix it with greeneries, because this is more of a bluish green. But this comes from Walmart, and I want to say you get 2 stems, and they're like $1.50, I think. And I've seen them at Michael's, I've seen them at Hobby Lobby, I've seen them at the wholesale house. I like Walmart's lamb's ear better. It's closer together, it looks more natural. I just prefer their lamb's ear, and it's cheaper. So I've got some pieces that I've used before. I'm going to use those. So yeah, so we got these. So let's start gluing these. We'll start gluing these. All right, we have our hook up here. I want to kind of cover that. So I'm gonna have my lamb's ear to come off of it a little bit, and I want it to go kind of deep into this grapevine wreath, if I can get it in there. This grapevine wreath, like I said, is so thick, it's so dense, I may not get it in there. Tweaking my leaves, because they don't come all bunched up like that. You want to fluff them out. See the difference in that one? So I'm going to put some glue on the tip end, and I want it to come up here, so I'm going to kind of go down. Something like that. Let this come off the top of my wreath. It's going to come off the top a little bit. So we did that at the top. So now what are we going to do? We're going to go to the bottom. I'm going to put this one on the bottom. The bottom. Now my creative juices get flowing when I'm thinking, okay, I got to do a live. I need to do a live. I got to show y'all something else to do, and it just makes me, I'm like ready to get home and get it done. That's kind of cool. You guys see that? That's kind of cool coming off like that. Normally I stop it a little bit here, but I kind of like that. So let's glue them in there. Kind of like that. Then let's go back with, because we're going to put this in here. So I want it to be more down there. So let's come, maybe, let me get another one of these. I'm not really sure. This is the first time I've done one like this. So we're really going to see, you're really truly going to see where an inspiration just comes out and making it, and not something that I've done a million times. So you're really going to see how I try to look at it and place it and put it in. If you guys have questions, drop them in the little chat thing, and hopefully it'll come up where I'll see it. I'm going to go down in here, I think. I'm going to put one on the bottom. I tell you what, it wouldn't hurt my feelings any if we had like today's weather every day from now on out. No snow, no cold. I know we need some more cold to kill the bugs, but gosh, it was really nice. It really makes you really want to look for spring. It does me anyway. I'm ready to get back into flip-flops or sandals and get out of the heavy clothes. It's hard to know what to wear though. It's cold in the morning, it's 30 degrees, and then it's 66 degrees during the day, and it's winter. I mean, February is still supposed to be winter. So it's hard. It's hard to know. Okay, there's those. Then maybe I'll come. At some point, I'm going to need to wire this in. Now, the question is, do I wire it in before I put any more back there? No, I think I'm going to put these back there. I'm not really sure when to wire this basket in there, to be honest with you. So you may see me take stuff apart and try something different. This weekend, I have my granddaughter's dance recital, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. She made the company, and it's not their dance recital, it's their showcase. And I'm so excited to go see what she's done this year. And then next weekend, I'm off out of town for flower classes. I got 3 days of flower classes next weekend, and I'm going to be in heaven. In heaven. They're all day long Friday, most of the day Saturday, and then I'm off to Hickory. I'm in Burlington Friday and Saturday. Then I'm off to Hickory on Sunday for a hands-on class, and that's on wedding flowers. Learning to do the flower rings, and then the new type of boutonnieres that are pocket boutonnieres. Not the pin-on kind. These are made on a card that goes in the pocket of the jacket. Some kind of new style boutonniere. So I'm excited to learn about those. This one's coming out a little bit. I may end up having to touch that down, but we'll see. I'm going to let it hang like that for now. And see what it looks. I'm going to see about putting this one down here, coming out just a little bit. It's easier to put your greenery base down first and then add your flowers. Some people add flowers and then they put their greenery in. Some say that it saves on your cost of your greenery, because greenery can be expensive, especially fresh greenery. If you do your flowers first and then fill in. But then some say it's cheaper to put the greenery in. You don't use as many flowers. So it depends on what your vessel you're using and what type of flowers you've got and what you're doing. Usually with a wreath, it's better to put your greenery in first and then add it. But you know what I didn't get? I didn't get my cold water. So hang on tight for just a minute. Hold tight. Okay, we have a bowl of cold water. So if I put glue on my fingers again, they're going to go into that water. Because trust me, this one here, ooh, it's bad, it's deep. The thumb's getting better, but yes, I burned them really well last week. So I'm going to, from now on, have my cold water if I can possibly remember it to stop the burn. All right, let's go back with these. I have no idea what type of greenery leaf these are, but I like them. So this one has got 1, 2, 3, 4 shoots on it. That one's got 4. So we're going to cut those apart. And I'm going to cut them into 4 parts because it's too much to put, like, if I went like this, well, if I glued it in, no, we're going to have to take it apart. We're going to take it apart. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now we can take these and I'm going to add these to the sides. I'm framing my wreath because we're going to do a cascade around this way. So I'm framing the perimeters with my greenery. It's going to set the base. Just think of your greenery as like a pillow that you're going to put your flowers on. And it only takes a little bit of glue. And there again, you can take all the stuff that you glue on the grapevine wreaths off and reuse the grapevine wreaths. That's the awesome thing about grapevine wreaths. I'm trying to get it down in low enough that, say if it was on somebody's door and it was hot, you know, the glue won't let go. It's hard to get glues to hold when we have 100-degree heat. All right, that one's coming. I hope that let me see. I might want to go ahead and put my basket on here. Alright, I'm going to take, I want it to go something like this. I'm going to get my leaves around. I'm going to see if I can zip tie it in there. Because that way if I zip tie it, it can hang a little bit. And it doesn't have to be tight. So the question is well, can I get it through? Can I get it through the vine? That's the question. Without breaking my wreath. Let me hold that down there. You guys see what I'm doing? I'm trying to weave this zip tie through somewhere on the vine so that I can tie in that basket. It's just a matter of where I can find to put it through. Maybe I can go down. Oh, I didn't contemplate this, y'all. I know what I can do. I can go around the wreath. I'm going to put one zip tie around the wreath, okay? Just get it started a little bit. Then I'm going to take my other zip tie, run it through. Let me see, do I want it to hang? Or do I want this? I think I want it to hang. So what I'm going to do with this zip tie is I'm going to go through the top where this hook is up here, and I'm going to run this zip tie under the zip tie that I put around the wreath. And then I'm going to, then I'm going to zip this one to the zip tie around the wreath. See, that'll hold that there. Cut this zip tie off. And then the zip tie that I put around the wreath, I can pull it tight. And that's going to hold it onto my wreath. So see, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Well, I don't want to skin a cat. More than one way to peel an apple. You can peel an apple with a knife. You can peel an apple with I guess like a vegetable peeler. All right, so then we have that like that. Now, do I want to hang that there? I think that this will just stay there. But what I can do is take another zip tie, run it through my bottom, kind of go through the back right here. This is called working your mechanics. And you're engineering it. There we go. This way, if it's on a door, then this won't be blowing if it's like windy. But now I've got to find the same thing that I did with the others. I got to find somewhere to put this through. If the wreath wasn't so tight, it wouldn't be an issue. It would not be an issue. Well, I guess I could do the same thing. I can do a zip tie around my wreath. All right, we're gonna put a zip tie around the wreath. Can you guys hear me okay? I hope my mic's working tonight. I forgot it last night. All right, and then this zip tie, I'm gonna put up through that one and around this one. Tighten this one down. I gotta see which is which. All right, I need to get this one tight. Then I'm gonna tighten this one to that. But it's up too high. Pudding. All right, let's see if we can slide it down. It might be okay though. Yeah, it needs to go lower. Cut this one out. All right. We gotta go lower. I gotta go lower down here. So let me stick this through there. I'm gonna lift up this lamb's ear. Am I? No. Well. Let's do it this way. I go under this. Maybe I should have put the basket on before I started putting my greenery on. There we go. Come around this way. We'll zip it down here. Okay, that one's tight on there. Now I'm tightening this one. Now, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. All right, we have our basket on there. I'm gonna work my leaves back up around my handle here because they're kind of bent down. So I'm gonna pull these back up in here. There we go. I need to work on this down here a little bit. I'm gonna have to put some more, like right in there. All right, so I got that. So now we get back to these leaves. I'm gonna put that'll go in there. I'm gonna build this up a little bit because it's kind of, we'll have to build up around there, and we can see our grapevine. Turn it this way, you see the grapevine on this side. We're gonna have to put greenery in here to cushion this side. But before I get too far into it, I need to put my styrofoam in, and this is just a block that I had. See, I probably used it in something, but I don't need a big piece. Just a small enough piece to go in here to put my flowers in. So I'm gonna put some raffia in the bottom. I could put moss, but I think the moss is going to, I think the moss is going to be too, I think the moss is going to be too messy. It's going to come out. So let's put some raffia in there. Stick some of that down. I'm going to kind of cushion that. And then I want to put this in. I need to put a little bit of glue on there because I want to glue it. I think I want to glue it to my basket. Now maybe I will, I think I'm going to put a wire through it. And that way it'll stay. That way I'm not gluing my basket. I'm not messing with my basket. I'm just going to stick wire straight through the basket. Come out the back. Oh no, because then you're going to see. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'm going to make a hairpin. I'm going to make it like a hairpin. So I'm going to do a U-shape hairpin. And I'll put it on this little hole goes straight through to the back. Let's see if I can get it to come out. There's one side. Oh, I'm having to work on this one tonight. There it comes. I had to work it through till I could get it to come out the back. And now I gotta pull it. I just gotta pull it tight. It's a little further across the front than what I wanted, but it won't be, I don't think it'll be noticeable. I'm just going to twist this in the back. And I can't really get in there to cut my wire, so I'm just bending my wire up so that it doesn't poke anybody. And I'm going to stick it back behind my basket. Okay, so there we go. We have our oasis in there. It's in there good and tight. Now we can go in with our flowers. That's, I probably could put, let me add a little more raffia at the top. Makes a mess. It makes a mess. So does moss. All this stuff makes a mess. But you gotta have something to put over top. Okay, I got that. All right, I'm gonna come in, I think first with my hydrangea. I think I'm gonna put it right in the corner over here. And I'm going to take my leaves off because they're down lower. They won't go down on my basket really well. And I'm going to put this that ain't going very well. Let me add some more glue. This might end up being glued in there because now I got raffia. Look y'all, I got raffia around and my glue on my stick. We can play. All right, I'm gonna stick that down in there Set this down low. Okay. Then I'm going to place my Gerber daisies, and I'm going to kind of make them like they are here. So I want to cut this one down low. And I'm going to put this in the front. Like that. And then I'm going to cut this one. This one a little bit further back, and I'll come up a little bit higher. I really want that one down lower. The other good thing about using these daisies, it picks up the daisies on our basket. And then I'm going to come up higher with this one. And I'm going to come to the back of the basket and put this one in. Tweak your stems because you know they don't grow straight. All right. Take it back a little bit so I can see what I'm doing here. Well, that one just doesn't want to turn the way I want it to. There we go. All right, I'm going to try, I'm going to try to put these in there. These are really cool. These are really cool. All right, I'm going to have to, where did I cut? I'm going to have to put in my pick machine and add a pick to these. I got too much stuff on my table. All right, this little contraption here is called a pick machine. It's heavy, it's cast iron. I've had this one for probably 30 years. They still make them the same now. They used to be, back in the day when I bought mine, they were like $75, which was expensive back then. Now they're like $250. Because everybody that's crafting, it's like a new tool to them. It's something that florists have used for years. And it puts a metal pick on the end of it that's really sharp, so you gotta be really careful. Yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's cool. Sometimes I surprise myself when I do these. Let's put this one down front, and then we'll go up in the back with this one, since it's a little straighter. There we go. So it's out there. 1, 2, 3, and then we got 1, 2, 3. All right. All right. Now let's get back to my rappia's falling out. And I'm making a mess. I tell you what, I just don't know about this glue. It's supposed to be one of the better kinds of pellet glue, but lordy. All right, let's put some of these little, well, I have this one little yellow flower. I think it looks good over there. Stick him in there. He's like the lone wolf out there. And then we'll put some of these. These are bright and springy. We can fill in with some of these. See how they kind of go down a little bit? They're like they're not really a filler flower. They're a line flower because they're spiked, but they've got a bigger head on them, so you can use them for a filler. In this case, most of our greenery is our filler. I know it's got glue on my flower. Lord, Donna, get it together. Get it together, girl. Get it together, get it together. Put this one down front. So we have a triangle here, 1, 2, 3. You got a triangle here, 1, 2, 3. Triangle there, 1, 2, 3. We actually have a triangle here, 1, 2, 3. But now I'm going to put another one up in here. When you're out and about, look at nature. Look at gardens. Look how nature grows. And you can look at how landscapers plant, because they do low to high. But actually, look how things grow in nature. See how they come up out of the ground. See how things look. And then when you do your flower arrangements, you emulate the growth pattern. All right, I think that looks good. I don't think I need any more. I don't think I need any more of these. Unless I want to bring some. Oh, that might be pretty down here. I might put one down like our basket's sitting on the ground. I think I like that. Except I can't get it to glue in there like I want it. All right, there's that. Let's see if I want. Maybe I need to bring it out a little further. Have them coming out. Back this up a little bit. I got one more, so I might as well use it and not waste it. All right, there's that. We're gonna have to bring it around here because it's kind of comes this way and chops off. We got to fill in there. So I need to find, here's some more greenery. Now we'll go on the side. I had to turn the TV on. Annika thinks I'm supposed to go sit down with her when I get home at night. So she fusses. So when I have to go turn the TV on, so the TV's on, I guess she lays there and watches it. And she'll be quiet as long as I turn the TV on. If I'm in here doing my live, she'll be quiet and watch the TV. I mean, she's so spoiled. She is so spoiled. You guys can't see this really good that I'm putting on the side. I'll show it to you in a little bit, but I'm trying to work this in to kind of fill out my sides a little bit. There we go. see. I'm gonna try look and see what the boxwood's gonna do. I need it to come. That's not getting it. I do have a little bit of lavender. This will give it a little bit of extra color. I might can bring this out on the side too. That looks pretty in there. I like that. That makes it look really nice and springy. So let's see if I cut this. Yep, I'm gonna put this down here. I need some music. I wish Facebook would let us have music. I really like to listen to music when I'm designing. Okay, maybe I need to go with stick some blades of this grass in there. There we go. Just a lot of different textures, a lot of different shapes. I got to do something in front of this thing where I put my wire in there. Let's put this one. Let's come over here with this one. I need to find some more lamb's ear. Let me see. All right. I gotta dig. Let me slide this back. Let me see what I got. When I tell you I literally have buckets of stuff, I've got buckets of stuff. Literally. There's some more lamb's ear there. I have all this lavender. Isn't that pretty lavender? Yes, and all these little purple flowers. So we'll be making something with those. Come on. Succulent? Maybe I'll stick a succulent in there. All right, we'll see. Let's see what else I got. Here's some Some more lamb's ears, some eucalyptus. I think lamb's ears is probably going to be what I need. There's some more. Okay, let's see. Alright. I've got to round it out. You see where, when you look at it, there's a little bit here. It needs to be more, it needs to be lusher through there. So, we're going to add, I think the lamb's ear will help, because it's round, the leaves are round on it. It's going to help, I think, pull this around yet. I might could actually stick this into, I might actually be able to take this, stick it through my basket into, maybe, yeah, I put it in my basket through to the oasis. See how I did that? See how I've got this side now? I can put, so now I need to come down a little bit more. So I might be able to do another one. I think I'll be able to stick this one I think I'll be able to stick this one through into the oasis too. Let's see. I don't know if I like that. I'm glad I didn't glue that. Let's go back here. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. All right, we got to go on around. You see how I'm getting all down into the wreath? You got to get down in there. You got to see what you're doing. You got to find those areas where you got the holes. This one I need a point because I'm going to come down to the bottom. Let's see if I can get this one up. Well, I just dropped glue on the floor. Hopefully that one's in there well enough. That's not where I wanted it. I want it to be more. This is a challenge. Y'all gonna see me sweat here. Gonna see me sweat. The main thing is when you're doing arrangements like this and it's not coming together quite like you thought, or it's a little bit of a challenge, don't quit. You just keep tweaking it with your flowers and your greenery and you will get it. You'll get it to where you need it. Just don't give up. All right. Just don't give up. I need that to be in there, something like that. I might actually zip tie this one on. I need it to come down to the bottom, and if I can get this through, there we go, through this vine, and I can get this to lay in here like I want it. Maybe. It needs to be like that. Okay, so I can do it like that. Get my zip tie. I need like 4 more hands. All right, I want it there. There we go. Okay, I zip tied it. Now what I'm going to do, I zip tied it down here. I'm going to take my glue gun and hit it. Hey, Dorothy. If I can get my glue gun over here far enough. I'm going to put some glue right where, right where I zip tied it. I want to glue it. I want to glue that stem to my base. I don't know why this thing is not working. Put enough glue on there to hold it. The same thing, when you finish your wreath, go to the back side, and if there's places where you can put a dollop of glue to hold your stems a little bit, you can always do that. That will ensure that they'll stay on there. So there's where I zip tied it, and then I've added glue around it. This is where I zip tied the basket on there. It's going to show on the back, and that's the top. They're going to show on the back. There's really not anything I can do about that. I'd rather them be on the back. I mean, I could put some moss across it. I'd rather them be on the back, the zip tie, than to have my basket blow off. All right, so now we've got this little bit of greenery here. Now I can go in and add some different textures to it. I might can add, let's see, some boxwood might go okay. I don't really like that. So I don't really like that. I do have a succulent. Succulents kind of grow on the ground. That one's kind of cool. I'm just kind of placing. Remember I told you last night to place your stuff? I had some more succulents. Let me see, where are they at? That one's too big. That one's too big. Ah, these would be cool. Here's some of these like this. These might look cool in there. That's a kind of a cool texture. Cut this one down a little bit. I'm just placing them. I'm really trying, what I'm doing with the succulents is I'm trying to hide my holes. Hide some holes, some spaces. I like that one. I just wonder if I can glue it through that basket. Oh. a lot of glue on here. Dorothy, I gotta find a metal spoon. I just got to find a metal spoon. Alright. I'm gonna try to glue that one in there like that. This one I'm gonna kind of glue behind my basket. I think I'm gonna put a pick on it. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna put a pick on there, and I'm gonna put a good amount of glue on that pick. Yeah, spoon definitely works best. You know what? But I cannot find, y'all, I cannot find a metal spoon, like with a wooden handle and a long metal spoon. Everything is plastic now. And you can't really put a plastic handle spoon into a hot glue pot. Because what's it going to do? It's going to melt my plastic. So I can't be doing that. So I've got to find a metal spoon with a metal spoon with a metal handle. And I haven't. I've looked. I probably where I'm going to find it is at an estate sale. I just have to remember to look when I go to an estate sale. And some people buy them because you can't find them anymore. They're like antique. Oh, I set off your Alexa. No, Brad, I'm not going to burn my fingers. I have my cold water down here. Dorothy, what did I do to your Alexa? What did she think I said? I hope she's finding me a spoon. All right, I got to glue this one in. I tell you what, this wreath's been a challenge tonight. This is like the time I had a square wreath and try to make it round. Okay, there's that. There's that. I got to do something in here. And that's where these might come in. Because I could have these growing out like vines. Even though these grow on a bush. But what's to say they're not wisping out of here? And hopefully I'm getting enough glue on here that they'll stick good. It's really just trial and error. And I need it to be coming out of here, but not just sticking out. That's not bad. All right, I think I can work with that. I got Rafi in my glue pot. Lordy mercy. It's one of them nights. At estate sales. She didn't find anything. All right. That looks good coming down there. I got to get something close up in there. I'm just not sure what that something's going to be. I don't think. Let's see if lavender coming out of there will work. I do like that down there. Alright, that gets my point coming down there. I need another point coming out of here though. I've got to round this out. It's just too, I don't like that. did that. That's too many big succulents. This might be a challenge. This right here is my challenge. That is my challenge. And I need something. All right, guys, I'm stumped. I am stumped. I am stumped. Let me see what else I got. Those are cool, but they're red. Let's see. Well, maybe I have to come around and have like succulents, maybe succulents growing down here, like as if the basket is sitting in a bed of succulents. Maybe that's an option. It's not kind of what I had in mind, but it might work. Let's see what else I got down here. Dorothy, I guess I want to stock up on succulents whenever we go next weekend. Alright, so if I fill in maybe this goes this way and that in there. I'm just playing around, guys, to see what I can do to fix this area right in here. Put that in there. Oh, that's pretty like that. That's not bad. I don't know. Can y'all see that? That's not bad. Now it's just a matter, can I glue this stuff in there? Those are glued. I need to glue this one up in there. I need to add more glue to my glue pot. I don't know. This is a challenge. I don't feel very talented right now, girl. Oh, and I'm out of picks. That is not good. I'm not going to go in there and get them. I don't feel talented right now. This thing is stumping me. Oh. It is, this one's a challenge. But I think it's coming together. I said that I was going to use what's in my stash, and I'm using it. There we go. There we go. It kind of looks like the succulents are growing to the basket. That's not a bad look, you guys. That's not a bad look. In fact, let me get some more glue in my pot here. In fact, if I can go up a little bit higher on that basket, it may actually look like it's sitting in a garden with the, you know how like you have an old basket sitting outside and the succulents or the lichen and moss and stuff grows up on the side of it. That's not a bad look at all. Let's see, I had this one down here, didn't I? Okay. So we're gonna, I like that one. Oh, okay. I'm gonna take this one off. Of course, now I gotta turn my glue pot up because, come on. All right, we're gonna go up in here. With that one, that, and that. It's coming together. I wonder if I cut these. Excuse me. If I cut these. My brain is going now. Dorothy, you know how I get when I get like this? I'm like, okay, let's do about this and do about this. I'm telling you, when it gets late at night or if it's raining and we're at the market, the later it gets, the more my mind goes, and then I'll get going and I can't stop. I'm gonna see if maybe I can get these growing out of here. Maybe not. I wanted to try to hide. Oh, that might work. I wanted to try to hide my wire right there. In order to do that, I got to get glue. I'm going to hot glue this one this way. And this is when I'm going to burn myself just as sure as the day is long. I want to glue this right to that wire. And that's going to hide my wire. You know where I tied in the Oasis? That's going to hide that. All right, now we have our succulents down here, so we look like we have a little succulent patch. Curl this up a little bit. We have succulent, succulent, succulent. This side looks good. This side looks really good looking from this way. do see a little bit of my greenery there, but I think we're okay. This looks like a little succulent forest down here. I've got a little bit of a hole right there. I really wish I had another hydrangea to put in there. That's too much. That's too much. That's too much. I might can glue that in there. See, this is just some leaves. I don't have a stem on it. I'm just putting some glue on it. And I'm going to go up in here, and I'm actually going to glue it up into that succulent so that it covers that spot that I want right there. Now, I need to do one more thing right here. And I really need, really need a flower. I really need a flower. I really need another hydrangea. Let me go see if I've got one. Hold tight. Let me see if I got another hydrangea in the house. All right, of course, I didn't have another hydrangea in the house, but I did find these flowers. So this is a yellow, like a cabbage rose. So I wonder if that would fill in nicely, but I don't think I like it there. I have some daisies. Oh no, that would be pretty. Yeah, because it ties in with these daisies here. See the daisies? Let me pull this back up. Am I in? All right. See the daisies that are on the basket right here? If I put these in here, like so, they're going to tie in with those, and it's going to fill in my spot just perfect. Yes! Yes, just yes. Don't you love it when things come together? Oh, I might be pulling myself out of a hole. We're going to see. Because these are a hot mess. Because obviously I've taken daisies off of the other ends of these and used on something else. So I want this one to come up there. So I have to decide how I'm going to glue it to get it where I want it to go. No, I didn't glue that lavender. That might be too long. Well, I want it. Now let's see if I can get it back in there the way I had it. Remember, I did my trick. I put my hand where I wanted it to go, and I didn't move it. Dipped it in my glue and came right back to where I was. All right. This one's our bigger one. I want it to go. Maybe this one. Yes, 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 yes. All right, cross your fingers and your toes. Did I get this back in there where it goes? I just made a rhyme. Cross your fingers and your toes. Did I get this back in there where it goes? Down in there. Lordy. Woo! Talking about a challenge. I know I got my back to y'all, but I'm sorry. I gotta tweak this thing. And then if I put this one in there. Yes, 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 yes. Don't you love it when things come together? Ooh, I might be able to sleep tonight if I pull this thing off. This basket has been a challenge. I've had it for like 2 years, and I don't know what I thought I was going to do with it when I bought them. I think I saw something in them, but then I decided I didn't like it. And so they've just been in my barn. And I'm like, I'm going to do something. Well, I had this inspiration to put it on this wreath. And I don't know. It didn't come together quite like I thought it was going to. But I think that's good. I got a little bit of oasis there. So you know what? Instead of putting flowers there, I'm going to put... I might put a little bit of moss on it, like the moss is growing out of, maybe a little moss, so the moss is growing out of my basket. I don't know, we're going to see. I'm going to take my glue gun. I need to pull this closer. I'm going to put some glue right in the area where I want my moss. And then we'll take this, kind of stick it up there. And you got to hold it a little bit so it won't, because it'll fall off if you don't. I'm kind of covering up my basket. But I think that's okay, because I really kind of want the basket to look like it's been sitting out in my garden and it's kind of weathered. Let's put a little moss. This moss is, what is this moss? That's Spanish moss. I don't know. This moss comes, when this moss is, well no, this is sheet moss here. This may be supposed to be sheet moss, but I'm pretty sure it comes from, I got it from Walmart. I'm pretty sure I got it from Walmart. I'm going to stick a little moss down here around the succulents. I hope you guys can see that. So, the way you got to do this, I'm not really sure where it's going to fall. So carefully I'm going to just put some glue on bits and pieces of my moss, and then gingerly tap it on around it, kind of in around that succulent, and then kind of up them. That's hiding us a little bit. And then we'll take a little bit more. Put a little bit more. If I did this in the glue pot, it would get all the moss would stick down in the glue. We'll put a little bit behind that succulent, right in there. I think that looks good. I don't really like this up this high. I think it's a little too much. All right, let me put it back so I can look at it. Got our raffia. I need to, when I look here, I've got a hole back here that you can see my glue. Where I have glued stuff in there. So you need to hide that. So I can either put, I may just stick, these are bunchy. Yeah, this will hide it perfectly. I'm just going to take some of this boxwood, just a strand of boxwood, and I'm going to glue it back in this corner. There we go. And that will hide my, that hides that glue that was back there. Okay, well, a whole different look than what I thought when I started out, but I think I kind of like it. Not my most favorite, but it did take on another whole look. And for somebody who likes succulents, this would be perfect for them. So that looks like it's just kind of growing. Our little basket's kind of out there in our garden. It's growing and among the moss. We got flowers coming out. We have succulents coming out down here. I'll turn those out. Got some flowers there. Succulents around here. Our basket's nestled in there. We have daisies out of our basket, so we have our daisies up here. That's coming up. It brings our eye up here. We have, when you look at the side, there's your side. So it's nice and full through here. And if you look at it from the back, it's really nice and neat. This I don't need sticking out over here. I need to cut this off. I need to cut that off. And then what I could do, where's that sheet moss? That's Spanish. What did I do with sheet moss, y'all? Oh, here it is. Oh. And take a sheet moss. You guys have been quiet tonight. Y'all must be enjoying watching me struggle. I'm going to put some glue, not on the zip tie, but across the sides. Well, that will just work right on that zip tie. Just as sure as I said I wasn't going to do that. I just don't want it melted in two, and then my basket's going to come off. I'm going to carefully glue this moss to it. You guys see what I'm doing? Same thing down here where the other one is. I'm going to put The sheet moss just comes in a sheet and you just cut it off. This one's kind of thick. And I'm going to put that one across there. This one's thick enough I can put the glue on the back of this one. And then I'm going to go this way with this one. This will also give it the look that it's out in the garden. And this way, if it's on somebody's door, you're not seeing the zip ties on the back. I've got a zip tie on the bottom. I'm gonna cut another little piece off. And I'm gonna glue this down here. I can get it right there so I can fix this. I have my cold water bowl right in my way. All right, I'm gonna glue that around there. So far so good. I haven't glued my fingers yet. I'm just kind of making sure that I'm getting the moss adhered more to the grapevine wreath, so it'll stay and won't fall off. Hey, Miss Connie. Hey, Kay. How are you guys? Happy Valentine's. Oh, Hope, you're trying to learn how to arrange flowers. Oh, cool. Well, I hope I'm teaching you. And you guys have seen me struggle tonight, so you know that you just don't give up. You just have to keep working with it. It's not like sewing. When I used to sew, oh girl, I do not have the patience to read a pattern. I just want to sew and get it made. And when I would make a wrong stitch and mess it up, I would quit. And then my aunt would, I'd take it to my aunt. Because my mom didn't have patience with me. She'd throw her hands up because I would say, I'm not doing it. And I would take it to my aunt and she would finish it. But I don't have the patience to sew. Now I can cross stitch, well I used to be able to cross stitch all the time. And I have the patience of Joe to do these flower arrangements and to get this stuff made. And to create something and work with it till I get it right. But I don't have the patience to sew. I'm here to tell you. That is not my forte. My mom and my aunts were seamstress. That came out. I didn't glue it. That came out. So I need to put glue in there. My mom and my aunts are beautiful seamstress, and my grandmother. I did not inherit that trait from them. Oh, you better at sewing, Kay? I admire people who can sew, and I can sew straight seams. I can go forward and backwards, and I can make a pair of pants with elastic in them, but that's about all I can do. But to sit there and take all the pattern pieces and read them all and cut them all out, and all the pinning, you got to pin all those patterns to the fabric, and you got to cut the fabric a certain way, and that's just not me. I guess I can't use my creativity. See that? I burned myself, and I put it in this cold water. I glued the moss to my finger, but at least, hopefully, I'm not having more major burns. The two I got last week just about done me in. Between one being on the thumb and the other one on the top of my middle finger, yeah, they've just about done me in. I've worn Band-Aids every day until today, and the Band-Aid finally came off, and the dead skin on top of my finger the burnt skin's finally peeling off. I'm getting the glue off my finger if you guys are wondering what I'm doing. So if you're going to work with hot glue with wreaths, especially with wreaths, follow me and he knows I'm on the live. Let me hit ignore. He was just watching me on live, so why is he calling me? All right. Our moss, I want to put a little more glue in there. But yes, I really wish that I could sew. But you know what? I think fabric's expensive now. And patterns are expensive. Gracious. And vintage patterns are a hot commodity. I think I'm going to glue that moss to that leaf right there. And that leaf will help hold that moss on the back of this wreath. I hope you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I know I'm all in the way, but in order for me to get this to do right, I got to get in here and see what I've got to do. I'm kind of wrapping this leaf around this moss so that it will hopefully hold it in place. And that's the only places that I really got to put it. And this one down here, I've kind of made it go from the inside of the wreath around, kind of up over the outside of it. Come on, glue. It's challenging me. Challenge. But this is such a pretty grapevine wreath. Now hopefully that'll stay. Miss Annika's come over here. All right, so that looks like it's on good. The last thing you want to do is have it on a storm door and your stuff start falling off of it. That's not what you want. So I'm sticking a little more glue on it. Okay, let's turn it back around. Annika, there's really not stuff that you need to be in down there. Plus the fact I might drop hot glue on you. Okay, there we go. There's our lavender peeking out of our yellow. Our daisies match our daisies here. Got our hydrangea over there. Our hydrangeas, and we have our flowers up here. It's coming around our basket. So they're kind of growing out of our basket here. They're coming down here to the succulents that are growing on the ground. Just kind of pictured this as being maybe up on the side of a wall. And the succulents are growing up on, where did that come off of? The succulents are growing up on our basket. I'm going to glue this back on here. Well, I don't think, there we go. There we go. All right. So what do y'all think? Let me get it back a little further so I can get a good look at it and see if there's any area that needs a little tweaking. This looks good here. It comes down, our moss is growing in where our succulents are here. We got some moss there, succulent coming out here with some lavender, yellow flower here. We got some succulents growing out down here that helps round it. And I just pulled that off again and I just put it on there. Let me try that again. Oh yeah, it's definitely, yeah, okay, I agree. Well, but you know, it is cheaper to buy most clothes now, but when you go along with that, clothes are made cheaper now. You know, you think about the tops that that we're wearing that are like, you know, $40 and $50. They're so thin, and most everything's made in China. Well, that's not. I'm gonna glue that back on there. And most of it's made in China, so the clothes are really made cheap, and they don't last. You know, used to you could get clothes and they would last for years. They don't last long now. So, it used to be cheaper to make your clothes, but it's more expensive to make them now. But they would be better. And even the designer clothes, supposedly supposed to be really high quality, still are made cheaply. Anyway, should I put a bird in it? You know, I put a bird in about everything, or a butterfly. That's some butterflies. I'm not real crazy about all this going on here, but I could have put some moss rocks in there. Let me see. I've got, what have I got? What have I got? Let me see what we got. Yes, Miss Annika. Miss Annika says that I've been on here long enough and that I need to go sit with her and watch TV, is what she thinks. Yes, that's her talking. Yes, Miss Annika. So, we have a yellow bird. That might not be bad. That might not be bad. We have a green hummingbird. I put a green hummingbird, or I've got a yellow hummingbird. Yellow might get lost in there. That would get, I like this green one though. We don't need purple. We don't need blue. I have, this little bird sits this way. Well, that one's not bad either. Let's pull that one. Let's pull that back up here. All right, so we could put that little bird in there like that, or this little bird in there like, I think I like that one going that way. Blue bird won't work. I have a little green bird. No, that one won't work. I have a yellow bird like that. Well, that might not be. That makes it a little funky. Can y'all see that one? Which one of these did I like? That one's a little, got more flowers in it, but I kind of like this one I think I kind of like that one sitting down in there. What'd you say? The good thing of knowing how to sew is you can make things to your taste. Exactly. Exactly. I think I like this one in there. I'm gonna put this one in there. Annika, really? Really? They hear you. They hear you. They hear you loud and clear, sweet girl. I'm gonna put that right there. This is the first bird, yeah. I'm gonna put this one on there. And Annika, honestly, I leave the clips on the bottom because I put my glue on those clips. There, it can sit right in there. And then I kind of like the hummingbird up here. But I need it to come out a little bit. I need to figure out how See, if I clip it to a flower, yeah, I think it needs to stick out a little bit. So let me think. Let me think how I can do this. I can put it on. All right, this is another challenge. This is another challenge. Where's the end of my wire? Where's the end of my wire? Here we go. All right, we're gonna take, maybe if I take this, clip it on there. Probably have to glue it. If I do that, and then I run it down, and I get me a stick. You know all those wires I tell y'all we don't throw away? Well, I need one of them now. Let's see if this one works. I'm gonna take a wire. What if I take this and I wrap it around this? Okay, I'm talking to myself while I'm doing this because the brain is working, I think. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to do this. So I'm twisting it around so it kind of looks like it's a vine growing around. And then take it back up here, cut it off. All right, and then glue it back. Glue it back that way, maybe? I want to make it so that the bird is... All right, I want to glue this on here. Well, first of all, I need to see if this is going to be long enough. Yeah, I'll make it work. I'll make it work. So I need to glue. See, this is what I've done. I've twisted a vine, and if you can see up under the bird where the clip is right here. So I put a piece of the wire in there, and then I'm going to glue that wire there. And then I'm going to take this wire and glue it up under the bird to give the bird something to rest on. It's how I'm going to do it. So what I'm doing is I'm essentially making me a bird pick. Essentially. Carefully put some glue in there, and I'm going to carefully, without hopefully burning my fingers, I'm going to glue this wire to the bird. See how I've done that? So I'm just holding it down there for a little bit for it to Kay is just it's like a, well, it's not really bond wire. I have some bond wire, but of course I can't find it. Does that surprise anybody? This is just it's like a rope covered wire, and I actually think I got it from Walmart, to be honest. Once I get this held to where it's holding in there, I'll pick up the wire and show it to you. But it's green, and I honestly think I really do think I got it from Walmart. All right, now that that's holding, I'm gonna go back over the top and put glue across the top, so it's just kind of encasing that wire all on the bottom of this bird. So in hopes, well, I just stuck my glue gun down in the water, that ain't too good. In hopes that it's gonna glue like this, is what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. So we're going to see. So you don't always have to go and spend money to buy expensive picks. You can make your own. This glue is hot and it's taking a while to set up. Going down the side of my bird. We can't be doing all that. If I let go, it's going to pop off. That's the bad part about, that's the only part about doing something like this. You gotta give that glue time enough to set up. I want to stick my fingers in it. I really just want to stick my fingers in it and push down on it. But just as sure as I do, I'm going to burn them. And I know if I let go of it, it's going to pop off because I can see that it's not dried yet. See, it's still tacky. See how I did that? It's cool to the touch a little bit, but it's not set up yet. So we just have to converse until I get my glue dry. And then we can put the hummingbird on there. And then hopefully we'll be done. Because this wreath has really kicked my you-know-what tonight. And it's taken me a while to get it done. But sometimes the ones that take the longest end up being the prettiest. And I have made wreaths like at the market. And gosh, I say that's the ugliest wreath ever. It'd be the ugliest one. And you know what? The one you think's the ugliest is the one that'll sell first. It will usually be the one that will sell first. Now I need to cut this wire off right here without breaking my beak. He looks like he's got whiskers under the bottom. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can get these. Well, I need to cut this. There we go. And then I can cut this fuzzy stuff. No, there's more wire in there. There we go. Now we're getting there. I feel like I'm a dentist with these things. Yeah, a dentist gets all day in your mouth with his little pliers when he's pulling teeth or whatever he's doing in there. Okay. Well, I kind of got off sideways here. I wonder if I can push it back over. There we go. So now we can bend them whichever way we want them. Okay, I'm going to show you this wire. It comes, mine's just falling out. It comes in a roll. And it's just a curly wire. It's just green and it's almost like twine, but it's a wired twine, kind of. So see how that is? And I really think I got it. I really think I got it from Walmart. It wasn't the Dollar Tree. I'm really thinking it's from Walmart. When I'm out there again, I'll look. All right, so we have our little hummingbird. And I want him up here flying in my flowers. So if I turn him, I want him to turn so you can see what it. So if I put him down a little lower, if I put him down here, it hides my green stem. Let's see. I could put them like that. Can you guys see? Pull it up a little closer. I'm just trying to figure how I want him positioned. Could go a little lower. Ah, I could do him that way, and then he looks like he... There we go. That looks kind of natural. Can you guys see? I got him right there. That looks, I think it looks kind of natural there. All right, so now, what I've got to do is I got to figure out how I'm going to glue him in there. And then everything tonight's been a challenge, so I'm going to put my fingers on him the way I want him in there. I'm going to pull him out. I'm going over here. Oh yeah, I'm going to take my glue gun. Well, that ain't going to work. I'm going to dip glue onto the bottom of my pick. Got glue on the bottom of my pick. I'm going to come back over here where I pulled it out. I should have marked my finger. I think I was right in here. And put him right back in there. And this way, my flowers cover up my little green stem. You can see the very tip top of it, but who's going to be up here looking? So there we go. So we have our little bird down here. And I can actually, I'm going to stick a little bit of moss under him. Or her. I don't know if it's a him or a her. He's yellow. I'm going to put a little bit of moss down there so it looks like the bird's sitting on a bird nest. It's the little details that make a difference in your arrangements. It's just the little subtle things. I'm going to put this right in there. It'll be perfect. Perfect, perfect. Well, my glue is sticking to my stick. I'm going to stick this right up under there. There we go. All right, I think that's all we're going to do with this one tonight. So there you go. We've got our bird down here. We've got a little bit of moss under it. So it looks like our bird is sitting on his nest. I see another place I need to put a little bit of moss because I see a little bit of glue. I don't know if I can get this in here. I need to stick a little bit of moss in there because I can see some glue. All right, so he's sitting on moss. We've come around. Our succulents are growing on the bottom, so they're like on our earth. Okay, and then we're going to come up, and it's like our basket is hanging on the tree, and our grapevine is the tree, so our basket's hanging there. So our moss and our succulents are growing up our basket. So we're coming around here, so the succulents grow up to here. Then starts our flowers. Our daisies are popping out here. Monica, our daisies are popping out here. Our hydrangea, it brings you up to your flowers here with your hummingbird there. And then we have our grasses growing out of the top. And that is our nature wreath for tonight. It's kind of cool. And it's just leftover flowers. I'm getting all my moss out of there. So hopefully you guys have seen, you've watched me struggle to get this one pulled together tonight. And you got to just keep at it, and you got to keep tweaking it and just add the little things to it. And then it'll come out. Your arrangement just kind of comes together. And you're like, oh my gosh, you know, here we go. This is what this looks like. And then when you get that inspiration, then you just go with it. You just take it, let your mind go, and then all I'm doing now is just tweaking where I've got things and tweaking around just to make sure that I don't have any holes. So it all looks good. I've got a little bit of peek through here. which kind of brings your eye to the basket in there. So you can look as if you've got a tree that's growing up and you've got bushes and stuff coming around the tree. You know how you can see through and see the tree trunk? That's what we're looking at here. We can kind of see through this and see our basket in here. So that's what I was headed for. The side of your wreath, it's nice and full. Oh, Siri. So the side of our wreath is nice and full. And then you go around to the back of your wreath, and we have nothing on the back other than where I had the zip ties, and I glued the moss around there. So that would be what you would see from the behind. And everything else is covered. Annika, please. And this is our hook to hang it. And I think that's pretty much hidden by the lamb's ear. So there you go. This is our wreath for tonight. You guys tell me what you think. I got it in there good. I hope y'all can see it. And I'm sorry I was in your way a lot, but I got it. I'm really pleased with it now. I was like, I'm not so sure about this. And here I am on live trying to do this thing and show you guys how to do it. I was like, whoa. But I actually kind of like it. I really, really, really do. So, all right. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the rest of your night. It's 9 o'clock, so it's time for me to go. It's like bedtime, and Annika's barking saying it's bedtime. She's like, it's time to go, time to go. So anyway, thank you, Kay. I'll take pictures and I'll post pictures so you guys can see it better. I'm going to get off because Annika's barking. And I just saw this ribbon. I wonder what ribbon it looks like. Soon. Bye, everybody.